Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to yoga. Hi, Nick. Hi, David. Great to have you here. Alyssa, hello. Welcome. It's exciting to be here with you, spend time with you on Monday, getting on our mats, moving and breathing together. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Welcome to your Vinyasa practice. I am excited to flow with you today. If there are any special requests, go ahead and put those in the chat, and that will let me know that you're here. Ashley, welcome to your practice. So if you guys do have any special requests, go ahead and let me know. Special requests can be a specific yoga pose. It can be part of the body that you're opening up. David Pigeon, awesome. We'll get pigeon in there for sure. Maybe pigeon, traditional pigeon, and maybe even pigeon on our backs as well. I'm excited to be here with you. And Alyssa says low back. All right. It looks like I'm going to have to put some low back classes on the schedule. That seems to be a pretty requested area is the low back and the shoulders. So maybe I'll have to put a low back specific class on the schedule for you guys to attend. Easy on wrists. All right. I'll try to accommodate that. This is a vinyasa practice. So if you are nurturing your wrists, I recommend, skipping the chaturangas, maybe either coming into down dog or coming into dolphin pose, and that will help to nurture your wrists. I am teaching another class tomorrow that is yin, and we won't be on the wrists hardly at all for that practice. This one is vinyasa, so it does take a lot of time on the wrist. We're coming into planks and into down dogs, but I'll do my best to just modify those a bit for you. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's start today in a child's pose position. We're coming into child's pose. Sit your hips onto your heels and let your big toes touch. You can extend your hands across the top of your mat, release your forehead down, even the tip of your nose. Use this opportunity as you're arriving into your practice to just fully arrive, letting go of any outside distractions, maybe letting go of your earlier part of your day, what's to come in the next part of your day, and spending this next hour to nurture yourself, cultivating joy by uniting the heart and the spirit together. Notice what sensations arise in your body as you come into this space. If there's any part of your body that you're nurturing, bring your mind to that now. And just make a vow that if you are nurturing a part of your body and something doesn't feel right, if it feels like pain, you'll come out. You'll make an adjustment within the pose. Okay, now notice where your emotions are at. Maybe you're really happy today. Maybe the opposite is true. Just taking notice where your emotions are. Where would you like them to be? Maybe you're content. Maybe you'd like to change your vibration. Now start to notice where your breath is. And turning on the mind of an observer. Notice how our breath begins to change just by bringing the awareness to the breath. In our vinyasa practice, we do a breathing called ujjayi breathing. Literally means victorious breath. Do this by drawing the air in through your nose to the back of your throat. Fill your lungs all the way up, top to bottom, side to side, and front to back, holding at the top. As you exhale, open your mouth, let out an audible HA ha sound, releasing out carbon dioxide, toxins, negative energy. Good, inhale, breathe in once again. This time I want you to exhale with the same quality, but your mouth closed. Like you're fogging up a mirror, but your mouth is closed. Do this ujjayi breathing, this victorious breath, a few more times on your own.
Just know as you're breathing mindfully, you're bringing in more oxygen, more prana, more life force into every cell, every atom within your body. The next inhale, rise up, coming up into a kneeling plank. And bring your hands directly underneath of your shoulders. Tops of your feet are onto your mat. And now lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Keep your elbows into your ribs, coming to a 2-inch hover. Then slide yourself forward, coming into baby cobra pose. Baby cobra, tops of the feet are down onto the mat. We squeeze the inner thighs and our calves together, turning 2 legs into one. Squeeze your elbows back behind, energetically. Lift up, maybe coming up to belly button height. But exhale, sit your hips back onto your heels, coming back into a child's pose. Child's pose, release your forehead, tip of your nose onto your mat. Walk your hands forward, stretching through your side bodies. We'll do this a couple more times, going one breath, one movement. Inhale, come forward, lowering down, belly, chest, and chin. If you are nurturing your wrists, maybe you just stay back in child's pose. Let's sit your hips onto your heels, coming back into child's. We'll do this one more time. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, come back into your child's pose. In child's pose, rise up into tabletop. Tabletop, inhale, bring your right arm up towards the sky. Find the length through the right side. Now thread your needle, bring your right arm underneath of your left. Place your right shoulder down onto the ground. Gaze is over towards the left side. Your right cheek, your right ear is down. So if you need more stability within this pose, tuck your toes under. This will create more stability. Feel the internal rotation starting to wake up through your shoulders. Bring your left hand back underneath of your left shoulder. Inhale, rise up. Right arm comes up towards the sky. As you exhale, release your right hand down. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Thread your needle second side. Bring your left arm underneath. Feeling the internal rotation now on the left side. Bring your right hand under your right shoulder. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Good. Exhale, release your left hand down. Hinge yourself forward, coming into your kneeling plank once again. As you lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Release your elbows underneath of your shoulders. Forearms come onto your mat. Separate your feet to the outer edges of your mat. And now root down through the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift up through your heart center. Tuck your tailbone under slightly. Pull your pubic bone forward slightly. Now this is nurturing for your low back. And be here for another breath or two. Breathe into the sensation. Now bring your hands under your shoulders. Rise up, tabletop. Tabletop, tuck your toes, send your hips high, downward facing dog. As you come into your downward facing dog, if you are nurturing your wrists, feel free to come down into dolphin pose, lowering down onto your forearms. Otherwise, we're up, rooting down through the hands, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. And then pedal out your feet, bend your knees left and right, left and right. So waking up through your hamstrings, your calves, your Achilles tendons today. And now bring your right leg up towards the sky. See if you can lengthen the right leg up, maybe 2 or 3 inches higher. And continue to push your hands down into the ground. Roll your outer right thigh down, inner right thigh up. And keeping the shoulders squared off, can you bring your right heel closer to your left glute? Now look under your left armpit and see if you can see your left ankle. Roll your ankle, roll your foot, going clockwise and counterclockwise. And breathe into it. Good. Inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. Bring your right foot to your right thumb. Left knee comes down onto your mat. You're in a low lunge here. Lengthen through your spine. Scissor through your inner thighs. You're pulling your right hip back some, left hip forward some. Now hinge forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Just exploring the space that you have and seeing where your body's at on a Monday. All right, let's hinge all the way forward. Plant your left hand to the inside of your right foot. Twist and turn open towards the right. Keep your left hand rooted down. Roll your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward some. Release your right hand down. Tuck the toes of your left foot and send your right foot back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, hands are shoulder distance apart, feet are hip distance apart. Inhale, bring your left leg up towards the skies. Keep your hips as squared off as you can to start. Lengthen through the left side. Through your left leg, keep both hands rooted down. Gaze is back towards your right foot. Now bring your left heel towards your right shoulder. And roll your ankle going clockwise and counterclockwise. Can you look underneath of your right shoulder and get a peek of your foot? Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, set your left foot to your left thumb, right knee comes down onto your mat. Come into your low runner's lunge. Pull your right hip forward some, left hip back some. And gaze is directly towards the horizon in front of you. Now hinge forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards. Finding that gentle movement within your hips. Now tuck the toes of your right foot. Send your left foot back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And start to walk your feet forward towards the top of your mat. Move into a ragdoll pose. Ragdoll, your feet are hip distance apart. Bend your knees a whole lot. Place your stomach onto your thighs. Now grab onto opposite elbows. And sway from side to side. Allow for the crown of your head to surrender down towards the ground. And gazes towards the horizon behind you. You can give your head a yes-no shake. Letting go of any muscle tension through your back, through your shoulders, through your scalp. Good. Release your hands down. Plant your right hand directly underneath of your face. Twist and turn open towards the left. Gaze is up towards your left hand. Exhale, release your left hand down and twist open towards the right. Straighten your right leg out and then bend the left leg when you come into this twist. Gaze is up towards your right hand. Release your right hand down. Heel toe your feet together. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, crouch and curl, lift your heels, tuck your chin in towards your chest, forehead comes down towards your knees. Release your heels down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Good. One more time, crouch and curl. Exhale, release it down. Sit your hips towards your heels. As you come into this space, I invite you to set your dedication or your intention for your practice today. Anything your imagination comes up with. Hopefully something in the positive. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back, plank pose. In plank pose, you have choices here. If you're nurturing your wrist, come back into child's pose and catch up with us. Otherwise, you have the choice of plank or kneeling plank. Lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, inhale, heels high, exhale, knees low. Look between your hands, hop, step, or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, crouch and curl. Lift your heels, and chest comes down to your thighs, chin comes towards your chest. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine, navels into your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, hop, step, or float back. If you're hopping back, land low, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog one more time. Inhale, heels high, exhale, knees low. Look between your hands, hop, step, or float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, crouch and curl. Lift your heels. Belly comes into your thighs, chin comes into your chest. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Hop, step, or float back. If you're hopping back, land it low. Chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Let's breathe. Three full deep breaths, downward facing dog. And inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, set your right foot to your right thumb. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, all 10 toes are pointed towards the top of your mat. Lift up through your heel. Activate the muscles within your legs. And spark through your fingers. Crescent lunge, open it up, warrior two. Warrior two, gazes over your right fingertips. Your arms are parallel with the earth. And flip the palm of your right hand to reach and reverse. Gaze comes up towards your right hand. Can you create stability within your legs? And breathe into your ribs on the right side. Now side angle. Bring your right elbow to your right knee. Left arm comes up towards the sky. Your modification for this is bringing your elbow onto your thigh. Otherwise, we're rolling the left shoulder back, rolling the right shoulder forward, breathing into the pose. This is one that our mind typically tells us is hard and to come out of it, but you stay in it a beat or two longer. Reverse your warrior. Right arm comes up towards the sky. Move with your breath. As you exhale, cartwheel hands down to your mat. Set your right foot back to meet your left. Go through your vinyasa flow or meet us into downward facing dog. So lowering down belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, hips go high, down dog. Downward facing dog, take 3 full deep breaths. Inhale, left leg reaches up towards the sky. As you exhale, step it through. Crescent lunge. All 10 toes are pointed towards the top of your mat. Build your foundation and rise from there. And checking in. Can you feel the stability within your legs? If not, how do you create it? Can you lengthen through your side bodies? Pull your shoulders away from your ears and then just breathe into the pose. Good. Open it up, warrior two. Warrior two, take your wider stance, pushing through the pinky side of your right foot. Gazes over your left hand. Find your breath. Inhale and exhale. Stay right here with me. Flip the palm of your left hand, reach and reverse. Send the breath into your ribs on the left side. Notice if you're collapsing in the ribs on the right side and create more space. With the exhale, take it to side angle. Left elbow, left knee, right arm comes up towards the sky. You can modify by placing the elbow onto your thigh. You can intensify by creating dynamic tension, reaching up as much as you are down, fingertip to fingertip. Are you still engaged and still present? Reverse your warrior. Left arm comes up. Exhale, cartwheel hands down to your mat. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Vinyasa flow or skip it and come into down dog or dolphin. Lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale. And stay present, stay connected. Inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. Step it through, crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Warrior two, flip your palm, right hand reaches, reverse. Good, side angle, right elbow to your right knee, left arm comes up. Begin to revolve, bring your left hand down to the inside of your right foot. All 10 toes are pointed forward. Good, now twist and turn open towards the right side. Can you create the space through your side body? Now listen carefully. Release your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Step your right foot back, plank pose. Bring your left hand underneath of your face. Twist and open towards the right. Vashisthasana, side plank. We can modify here by lowering down onto the left knee. We can intensify by lifting the right leg up. Lift up through your hips. Breathe into it. Good. Feel the wobble. Yeah. Release your right hand down. Come down onto your forearms. Dolphin pose. Dolphin. Walk your feet towards your face. So it's almost like a down dog, except we're onto our forearms. And take it back, child's pose. In child's pose, this is a great place to grab a quick drink of water before we move to the second side, if you like. When I come into this child's, I like to make it more passive, bringing my hands back by my ankles. Bring your hands back forward. We'll take it now onto the second side. Tuck your toes, hips go high, downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, inhale, left leg, reach it up. Exhale, step it through, crescent lunge. One breath, one movement, open up, warrior two. Warrior two, flip your palm of your left hand to reverse it. Good, side angle. Left elbow to your left knee, right arm comes up towards the sky. Time to revolve. Release your right hand down. Twist your right foot so all 10 toes are facing towards the front. So basically you have crescent lunge legs. Left arm is reaching up. Can you push away with your right hand as you're in this twist? Release your left hand down. Step your left foot back. Plank. Plank, bring your right hand directly underneath of your face. Twist it open. Vashisthasana, side plank. So you can modify releasing your right foot, your right knee down onto your mat. You can also intensify by lifting the left leg up. Just be where you're at. Lift up through your hips though. Good. Breathe into it. Feeling strength, perseverance being built. Not just within your body, but within your spirit too. Left hand comes down. Good, plank pose. Plank, lower it down, forearm plank. Forearm plank, find your dolphin pose. You can walk your feet forward. If you have a forearm stand in your practice, you want to move into that, now is the opportunity. Good, forearm stands, bring your hands underneath of you, push it back, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. Bring your right heel towards your left glute. Option to stay or play. If you want to flip your dog, release your right foot down. Shine your belly, your heart, and your gaze up towards the sky. Feel luminous. Release your right hand down. And send your right foot up towards the sky. Listen carefully. Bring your right knee, right elbow, hold it here. 3, 2, wonderful. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Bring your right knee into your nose, round it in, give it a little kiss. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Bring your right knee to your left elbow. Option for wild things. Send your right leg through. Shine your belly, your heart, and your gaze up towards the sky. Keep rooted down into your right hand, and then stretch from your left fingertips to your left toes. Release your left hand down. Send your right toes up towards the sky, find the length. Good, step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, bring your hands into namaskar. We'll take flight in our warrior 3. Root down through your right foot, And now inhale, rise, warrior three. Slight upward facing dog through your chest. Flex your toes in toward your nose. Roll your outer left thigh down, inner left thigh up. Good, breathe into it. Standing splits, release your hands down. Send your left toes up towards the sky. You can keep your left hand, right hand rooted down for stability. You can also grab your right hand around your right ankle, creating more space. Breathe wherever you're at. Release your left foot down. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Move it into your malasana, your low squat. As you come into malasana, elbows come to the insides of your knees. Lengthen through your spine. Hands can be into namaskar, heart center, or down onto the ground for more stability. Wherever you're at is great. But stay lifted, stay elongated through your spine. If crow is in your practice, or Titivasana, and you want to move into an arm balance, you're more than welcome to take flight right here. Even a headstand. And if you're staying with me in Malasana, maybe taking some cat and cows here, or just finding stillness and stability, which is beautiful as well. We'll be here for just a couple more breaths. So if you did take that arm balance option, begin to make your way back down, meeting back into your Malasana. So last week we went through crow pose. I taught you crow. And today, if you want to go into your crow and flow through your crow, that's an option. So for crow pose, it's usually one of the first arm balances that we do. We root our hands down about shoulder distance apart, spreading the fingers really, really wide, pushing down through each knuckle, and pretend we have that suction cup under the palms. Then we bring the knees as high as we can into the triceps and find our crow. From crow, we lift one set of toes. If we feel the stability, we lift the second. And then from here, you have the option to go crow through your flow, meeting back into plank pose, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, inhale, left leg reaches up. Bring your left heel to your right glute. Option to stay or flip your dog. Shine your belly, your heart, and your gaze up. Good, release it down, flip dog. Left leg goes up towards the sky. Bring your left knee, left elbow, hold it here. Building strength and perseverance. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, left knee to the nose. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Send it through for wild thing. Shining the belly of the heart and the gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, right hand comes down, left leg goes up. Step it through, crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, root down through your feet. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, hands come into namaskar. Root down through your left foot. Inhale, rise up, warrior three. Right foot comes up, flex the toes in towards your nose. Slight upward facing dog through your chest. You can keep your hands into namaskar or make it more difficult by bringing airplane arms or hands up overhead. Lots of different spice levels. Bring your hands down to your mat. Right leg goes up towards the sky, standing splits. It's okay to be wobbly in your practice. It happens wherever you are. Just keep the left foot rooted down. Send your right toes up towards the sky and breathe. Good. Release your right foot down. Heel toe your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Malasana low squat. Once again, just another opportunity to turn up the spice or turn down the spice. You can stay in your Malasana, working on hip flexibility. Move into a second arm balance of your choice. So Titivasana is great here. Our crow pose, baby crow. Maybe even coming into your headstand if that's in your practice. Lengthen through your spine if you're in Malasana. Continue to feel your knees and your elbows pushing one into the other if you're right here with me. If you're crowing through your flow, I invite you to do that. Otherwise, root your hands down into your mat. Step it back, plank. Plank, lower down, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips go high, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, time to cool it down. Inhale, right leg reaches up towards the sky. Now bring your right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Moving into pigeon pose. And top of your left foot's onto your mat. Square off through your hips. Pulling your right hip back some, left hip forward some. And then lengthen and pull your shoulders away from your ears. But you can stay right here if you like. If this is good sensation, you want to be here. Otherwise, you could also release down. Bring your forehead onto your mat. Another choice is forehead onto your forearms or stacking the fists. Check in with your right knee. If you're feeling pain or pressure in your right knee, come out. Pigeons, if you want to enjoy this a little bit longer, stay here. I'm going to also take you into mermaid. So if you want to explore mermaid, go ahead and join me. Otherwise, stay in your pigeon pose. Mermaid, start to rise up. Bring your left heel closer into your groin so that your right knee and your right hip are in one straight line if you had a mirror in front of you. Bring your right hand directly underneath of your face. Bring your left heel into your glute and grab onto your left foot from the arch side. So we have a hold of our foot from the big toe side, from the arch side. From here, you can start to explore putting the foot into your elbow. It may or may not be there today. Just explore and see where it's at. If it feels like too much of a stretch in your quadricep, this big muscle on top of your thigh, just stay down a bit. Just over time working on it. If your foot does go into the elbow crease and you want to explore more into full mermaid, release your left hand out. You can bring your right hand up and over, and then closing the circuit with your hands. Pretty big stretch for the quadricep and the hip flexor. If you're in your sleeping pigeon, go ahead and rise up. Mermaid's release out. Sit onto your glutes. Your left leg is out long, right leg's into your inseam. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, come down to the left, right arm rainbows up and over. Send your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward. See if you can touch your toes, your left toes with your right hand. Breathe into your ribs on the right. Inhale, rise up. Plant your right hand onto the ground at your right hip. And then rise up onto your shin of your right leg. Find a stretch from your left fingers to your toes. Release it down. Downward facing dog. And this very last one of our practice. Setting up for our second side. Inhale, left leg, reach it up. Bring your left knee to the outside of your left wrist. Allow the shin to just fall where it's at. Take a look back at your right leg. Get your right thigh all the way onto your mat. Top of your right foot's releasing down. Square off through your hips. But if you did so on that first side, stay right here. I also invite you to lower all the way down, coming into sleeping pigeon. And sleeping pigeons, if you want to enjoy this a bit longer, stay here. Otherwise, we're moving into our mermaid pose once again. And come up, bring your hands under your shoulders. Bring your left heel closer into your groin. Right knee, no, that's your left knee. Left hip are in one straight line. Plant your left hand directly underneath of your face onto your mat. Bring your right heel into your glute, grabbing onto your right foot from the arch side. This is where a strap becomes useful, as you can use the strap around your foot. You can't quite grab onto it yet. You did so on the first side, move into your mermaid pose, working on getting your right foot into your right elbow crease, and then this hand becomes free. Once this hand is free, we bring the left hand back to meet the right. If you find that you're rolling in this posture, check in with your left foot. Flex your toes in towards your knee and use that as a kickstand. If your toes are pointing back towards your right knee, most likely you'll wobble out and not have a lot of stability. So go ahead and release out. And coming into our lateral flexion, that second side. This time we want the right leg out long, left leg's into the inseam. Inhale, hands come up overhead. As you exhale, right hand comes down to the inside of your right thigh, left arm rainbows up and over. Pull your right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. And breathe deep. And the inhale brings you up. Plant your left hand onto the ground at your left hip. Inhale, rise, lifting your glutes up off of the mat. Your hips are pushing forward and you have somewhat of a back bend here. Exhale, release it down. Send both legs out wide. And bring your hands behind your back, lengthen up. Good, bring your hands to the midline of your body and start walking forward into center. Come to the place where you feel the sensation, you feel a little bit stuck, and then bring it over to the right. Breathe into the right side. Flex your toes in. Bring yourself back to center. Good, and now come over to the left side. And find that place where you feel stuck and breathe into that place. I'm not trying to go past it, but just breathing right where you're stuck. And bring yourself back to center. Inhale, lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, hinge forward, coming into the center point. Finding that place of sensation and pausing right there. Finding the inhales and the exhales. And check in, did your edge soften? If your edge softened, take a big breath in. And then exhale, move deeper into it. Next inhale, rise up. And send your feet forward towards the top of your mat. Give your legs a little bit of a wiggle and a shake. Flex your toes in towards your nose and bend your knees a whole lot. So much so that you can find your peace fingers around your big toes. Once you have your peace fingers around your big toes, lengthen through your back, lengthen through your arms, and then start to walk your glutes backwards. If the legs don't straighten out, most likely your hamstrings or calves are tight. Just stay right there where you feel the sensation. We want to feel the stretch in the belly of the hamstring. If you're feeling it in the origin or the insertion point, meaning at the glutes or behind the knees, come out of it some. We want to feel the stretch more in the belly of the hamstrings. And so if your legs are straight, your arms are straight, your back is straight, start to pull your elbows on either sides of your calf muscle. One thing about yoga is these postures are progressive. If you just pause and find the good alignment, and then allow yourself to naturally progress, you'll get further in your practice faster. But if we try to bypass and go deeper into our practice before we're ready, then it's going to take us longer to get into the pose. So allow for your practice to be progressive, not rushing any of the phases, just being there. Sometimes these poses ebb and flow. One day we'll have them, another day we regress. It's part of the journey. Inhale, rise up. Place the soles of your feet onto your mat, scoot your bum towards your heels. Come all the way back and down. Bring your fingertips towards your heels. Okay. Root down through your heels. Now start to curl your tailbone, lifting your pelvis up off of the mat, lifting your back up off of the mat, coming up one vertebrae at a time. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Palms are connected. Chin stays centered. Imagine that you're peeling your chest towards the wall behind you, getting your thighs up towards the sky. Release your hands. Walk your shoulders flat down onto your mat and then roll down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Good. Release your knees over to the right, your gaze over to the left. Cactus your arms. Bring your knees back to center. And bring your knees over to the left, your gaze over to the right. The knees come back to center. And from here, you have the option to come into a second set of bridge, which we just came into, rooting down through the heels and lifting up. You also have the option to come into wheel. If you haven't done wheel before, I recommend just coming into a second set of bridge. If you are moving into wheel, bring your hands up overhead, fingers point the same direction as your toes. Ladies, watch out for your hair, or gentlemen with long hair, watch out for your hair. Root down through your hands, and then inhale, lift up. Avoid coming up onto the top of your head. Chest is peeling towards the horizon behind you. Hands are firmly rooted down. And you can take any variation that you know in this practice, coming into maybe one legs, maybe straightening your legs, maybe bringing your heels closer towards your wrists. And to come out nice and gentle. Tuck your chin into your chest, lower down nice and slow, like you're placing a sleeping baby into a bed, releasing down one vertebrae at a time. Now bring your knees over to the right, your gaze over to the left, and cactus your arms. Bring your knees back to center. Bring your knees over to the left, or gaze over to the right. Bring your knees back to center. And find your Supta Baddha Konasana, which is butterfly on your back. Unite your soles and allow for your knees to fall open. Place one hand on your Anahata chakra, your heart chakra. The other hand onto your solar plexus. Right onto the belly. And then breathe. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your belly. And notice the rise and fall of your belly as your breath rises and falls. I invite you into your final Shavasana, the most important pose of the practice. For final Shavasana, your legs go long, your heels touch, your toes fall open. Hands come down beside you, palms up or palms down. In the yoga world, the palms up can mean that you're open to receiving. Palms down can mean that you just want to be more grounded, more stability. Either way, some traditions also palms up during the day, palms down at nighttime. Allowing this opportunity for the practice to integrate into your body, into your mind, into your soul. Sweet yogis, when you're ready, bring your awareness back. And still staying in your Shavasana. A book that I like to read every day for years is called Journey to the Heart by Melody Beatty. And this book has a passage for each one of the days called a daily meditation on the path to freeing your soul. And so for today, I want to read you January 11th. Melody writes, "Let go of the blocks. I wandered into the bookstore in a small Southern California town.
Browsed for a while, then began chatting with the clerk. Times are different now, I said. I'm changing fast, turning into something so new, so different, many of us can't imagine. Yes, she replied, quietly and prophetically. Things are going to be easier, unless there's something you're still hanging on to. Is there something you're still hanging on to? A remnant from the past that's blocking you? From stepping into the future? From stepping into today? Look into your heart. The answer is there. Perhaps it's a behavior, a person, a belief. Is there an issue from the past that's blocking your ability to love yourself, to connect with God, life, or others? Ask yourself if there's something you're hanging on to that has outworn its purpose. Old chains can tie us to past pain, to a path we've already trodden down, a place we've already been. Now is time to let go. Gently, quietly, let go. Allow yourself a few looks back and as many tears as needed. Where you've been has been important. It has helped shape who you are. But have faith that where you're going is important and wonderful too. Gently let go. Be free to step into your future of joy. I invite you to roll over onto the side of your choice. No need to rush, yogis. You have all the time that you need. Coming into your fetal position. Sending gratitude to the earth for supporting us, sustaining life. In your own pace, find yourself in a seated position, middle of your mat. You can keep your eyes closed or downcast. And hands come into Namaskar, into Heart Center. And feel your thumbs pressing into your heart center. Your palms connecting with one another. And bring back into your awareness the intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And taking this opportunity to repeat that intention. You can repeat it out loud or internally, whatever serves you better. You'd like to dedicate your practice to a person, a place, an idea. And send the energy that you cultivated to that place. Maybe that's keeping it, maybe you need it like a treasure. Sending it to something there, or somebody that you love and you're passionate about. And thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Thank you for trusting me to guide you through your practice today. If you have any special requests, please reach out. I try to teach these classes live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific. Send me a message in my inbox and I'll do my best to accommodate. I'm here because this is my passion, it's my love, and there's no other place I'd rather be. And thank you for showing up. Thank you for breathing, moving, and just creating a lighter vibration within the world. If you're joining us on Insight Timer, just appreciation for them for holding this space for us, for creating this amazing platform for us to join on. And, we just keep showing up and amazing things will happen in your world and in your life. Maybe not right away. Sometimes it takes some time for the miracles to start happening, but keep showing up, keep shifting the energy. Insight Timer, thank you so much for the donation, Amy. These donations help to support the platform so that this platform is here and we can connect and do yoga together. Part of that funds also go to me and help support me and my family. We are in Southern California in Orange County, have a little yoga studio in Orange County. And during COVID days, these donations that you send to us help us to just survive and keep that studio afloat. Our doors have been closed for since March. So just teaching online. And so your donations do help, and they are so, so appreciated, as they do help support me and my family and hopefully keep our studio open. Not looking favorable right now, but those donations do help us to keep that dream alive. So I know not everybody has the funds to donate, but if you do donate, just know that they are very appreciated and they mean the world to us. So that is that. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Erica, thank you for joining. Sophie, thank you for showing up. Yeah, I love Vinyasa too. Vinyasa is an amazing practice. It can be pretty intense. It's not for everybody. So if you find that you are somebody that wants an intense practice, you want to build some strength, you want to come into arm balances and versions, Vinyasa is a great practice for that. If you're looking for something a little bit slower, a little bit more gentle, there's other practices for that too. I'll be teaching yin tomorrow, same time, same place. And the yin is great if you are, working on creating more flexibility and creating space. So if you want to join in for yin tomorrow. Try a variety of different practices. A variety of different teachers. There's so many different flavors of yoga out there. So try lots of different practices, a lot of different styles, and then you'll find which ones work for you and which ones don't. And some that work now, you might grow out of, or some that you're not into now, you will be later on. So once again, thank you so much for the donations, and thank you for your time, your energy. And thank you for just showing up and practicing yoga with me. I'm off to go get my little guy, and we'll talk to you soon. Namaste, sweet friends.